Hello everyone, welcome to PaPawsProjects. I just wanted to put up a quick little video sharing a practical print that I printed on my Ender 3. If you'd like to see what it is, please stick around. Alright, let me start off by saying if you're new to my channel and you like what you see and you want to see more of it, I would certainly appreciate it if you would help me by subscribing to the channel. Click that subscribe button and ring that bell if you'd like to receive notifications anytime I upload new content or go live. Alright, so I wanted to get on here and share something that I printed and also show you a couple things that I've upgraded and tell you a little bit about some upcoming things. So to start out with, when I first got this printer, my wife was always telling me, what do you need that for? You know, everybody just wants to print out toys and things, and I've been telling her all along that there are practical things that you can print with a 3D printer. And so I made my first one to show her, and I'm going to share that with you. You may or may not know that my wife and I, we buy and sell antiques and vintage collectibles and things like that. And we also do furniture repair and woodworking projects. And one of the things that we do is we'll make like vintage signs and things like that. And to do that, I've been using my vinyl cutter, which is a Graphtec 24-inch wide. It takes a big roll of vinyl and I can cut out stencils. Well, the problem with that is when you cut out a small stencil and use it on a piece of wood, once you're done, you just got to wad it up and throw it away, and that's kind of wasteful. The other option is you can buy pre-made stencils with letters or animals or flowers or whatever, and use those over and over and over, which is great. But I've got a 3D printer. Why can't I print plastic stencils? And you can. I did. Now, it's not perfect, and it's my first one, but it turned out pretty well for a first run. And keep in mind, I am also not only learning about 3D printers and printing, I am also having to learn Blender for CAD and have to learn the process of converting an image to an SVG, to a Blender file, to an STL, to a G-code. There's a lot of processes involved in that. So it took me a little while to get through this first one and get it working, but I think I've got it down. So I'll be able to do more of them, and they will improve the more I do them. So the other side of it is, if we buy the pre-made stencils, yeah, it's easier, but you know, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks a pack for stencils. If you buy 3 or 4 different things, if you wanted letters and you wanted animals and whatever, before long, that's a lot of money. And that adds up. And that money I could use to buy another printer or to buy more filament or whatever I need to. So it's worth my while to be able to make these stencils on the printer. So let me pop over here and I'll show you the first one. Now, I apologize for not documenting the whole process. I have been working on it for many days off and on, and honestly I just didn't even think about video in the process. But here's the result. I printed this in yellow, this stencil, and I stenciled it onto this wooden tray. And again, I apologize. It's not my first instinct to record every single thing that I do, and before long I have got it done and then think about, oh, I should have videoed that. It would have made a good video. So I'm going to try to do better in that area. But what we have here is I took an image and I converted it into a 3D model and printed it out, and it's about a little over a 1/2 millimeter thick on the stencil, and then I had to add a couple bars across the A and the R and the O to hold the center little piece of the A and the R and the O that would have been free floating. I had to be able to hold those in place permanently, so I had to put a little bar across there, which was not a problem. And then I printed it out, and it worked out pretty well. There's a few blips in it, and part of that is my design, part of that is my 3D printer experience. My first layer was not turning out perfect, but it'll get better. But even with those blips, I have a usable stencil that I'll be able to use over and over and over. And I can clean it up a little more. I can trim it and sand a couple little spots and make it a little cleaner. But I'm calling it a success because I was able to get it done. Now, I went ahead and finished this tray out, like I said, and didn't think to video it. But let me go ahead and pop this stencil off, and you can see the finished product. Okay. So there's the tray. Now keep in mind that I stenciled it. Then after I stenciled it, I took sandpaper to it all over the place to distress it and sand some of the paint back off. I also sanded on the edges and corners to make it look like it had wear, and then afterwards I sealed it with a dark wax. Didn't turn out perfect, but it turned out well enough that we'll put it in the store and sell it for, I don't know, $5, $10, $15. And I probably got a quarter in the tray, and then my stencil will just pay for itself over and over and over. So it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it. Now I'm limited in size. I'll only be able to make small stencils at this point because my Ender 3 has a small capacity, but I'm hoping when I get my big printer built that I'll be able to make much larger stencils. So that's what we have. That's my practical print. So if there's anyone out there that has a 3D printer and they're into these kind of craft projects, or their partner is doing any kind of craft projects, I think this is a neat idea, and it worked out well. So that's it for this print. Let me also add, while I've got you here, as you can see off to the side, there's a bunch of my rollers for the new printer build, so definitely check back for that. I'm going to be making a new segment on that soon for making a bracket to mount those bearings on for the carriage, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll also tell you that obviously if you've already subscribed and you watch my channel, I'm sure you've noticed that it's ever changing. It's a work in progress. I'm always trying to make it better and make it look more professional. And, you know, it's coming along. I'm learning a lot very fast in a lot of different areas. You probably noticed I have a new intro animation. I designed that yesterday in Blender, and that was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed that, and I'm going to do a lot more with that. So I'm also going to video those. I'm going to do it in small little segments. I'm going to take one little operation at a time and make one video for one small operation, but over time I'm hoping to be able to help some people learn some new things as I learn them. So if you're interested in that, again, subscribe and follow along, and we'll see what we can learn together. So I will sign out for now and say see you later. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Check back soon.